I'm ImmaDreygon, and let's just get this over with. We start with pretension.
Perfect technology.
Wrong.
Providing services so necessary.
Wrong.
So unbelievably profound.
Wrong. Just get inside the phone already.
Here, each of us does one thing, and we have to nail it every time.
Alright, fine. Gene, our main character, struggles with doing his one thing. Also, how boring does this movie have to have Matt be the main character? I mean, we all know he's going to do more things, but this could have instantly been more interesting by having a smiley try to suppress negative emotions, or a rage face that isn't actually that way at all, it's just how the world sees him. Anyways, more shit to cover, so on with it. We then get this joke.
Sorry, emoticons! I hate knocking over the elderly here. Let me help.
Which, spoiler alert, is the last point of time in this film that anyone has the excuse to have ever thought it has redemptive value. There's also this totally arbitrary, weird red balloon journey, which, like, why? How? Why? We meet Gene's parents, and his dad thinks Gene isn't ready to work on the phone because he has too many emotions.
I'm not letting you go to work today.
But I wanna work on the phone. But you're not ready yet. But I wanna! Well, if you think you can do it, then you can try. Just, oh my god. Oh my god. Also, there's a poop joke.
Should we wash our hands?
Gene meets Smiler, this Dolores Umbridge looking piece of work. She's the supervisor because she was the original Emoji. Didn't we already see the emoticons? What? How? How do you introduce something to the world, then break it so quickly? And before you say, that's not an emoticon, the eyes and mouth have more definition than a colon and a closed parentheses sign. I get it, but I'll also respond, then why is it sideways? This movie is making me use my brain for pointless shit I don't care about instead of my usual standard pointless shit that I do care about. We learn how this works. Not important. High Five apparently isn't in the favorites anymore and can't get into the VIP section. So, stock young teen wants to send stock teen love interest a text, and decided on meh to show his emotions. What an idiot. Anyways, everything breaks as necessary for the plot to continue. Oh no, who could have seen this coming?
You know what would be really fun? A board meeting where we can figure out what to do with you.
Gene is sad, things are bad.
I'm an emoji, and even though I'm not sure exactly which one, I've got to have some sort of purpose here.
So, Gene talks to Smiler, and she's like, hey, we're gonna delete you. Also,
Oh, right. Hashtag truth.
Gene runs away into High Five. High Five shows him to the loser lounge.
Where the emojis who never get used hang out.
And Eggplant is down there in the phone of a freshman in high school. This film does not know its target audience. Also,
Hashtag blessed.
anyways, they're gonna go find a hacker to reprogram Gene, off to the edge of town.
This is it. The next time I come back here, I'll be a real meh.
Inspirational, isn't it? We get some app jumping with some product placement.
What is this place?
WeChat.
Gene's parents are gonna go look for him. The duo find the piracy app.
What could a teenage boy possibly want to hide from his parents?
Apparently nothing, because the eggplant is never used. Stop drawing attention to your own mistakes.
Internet trolls, just ignore them.
Trolls? On a phone app? Okay, forget knowing their audience. Do they know how phones work? They find Jailbreak, and the AV bots don't care about the legit virus. Look, actual realism. So, this tunnel takes the gang to Candy Crush, and instead of promoting that, I'll promote myself because that will be slightly less irritating than the product placement in this film. Hey everyone, if you like my videos, be sure to comment about how good I am at this. Be sure to absolutely obliterate those like and subscribe buttons! Real life stuff. He wants to ditch his phone because it's being messed with.
You are...
Tasty.
What?
Delicious.
Excuse me?
Sweet.
But don't worry, it's fine. And here is the worst string of 15 seconds in the whole movie.
Oh, you're thinking, because I can make different faces, the firewall will think I'm different emojis.
Yeah, I wanted to say it because it was my idea. You know, women are always coming up with stuff that men are taking credit for.
Well, then let's hit the road.
Now, let's break it down just how garbage this segment is. He straight up said that you were thinking it.
Oh, you're thinking...
He didn't try and claim the idea as his own. This is called following the conversation, not taking credit for your ideas. And there's no conversation past that line either.
You know, women are always coming up with stuff that men are taking credit for.
You know what?
Well, then let's hit the road.
Just acceptance like he totally did something wrong, but no apology because he actually didn't, and you cannot have this both ways. Men are always taking credit for women's ideas is a concept you just introduced in that line, so it certainly makes no sense as an endpoint in this conversation. Either expand on it and have a discussion about it, or something. Something! Like, you already put yourself in this messy dialogue, you can't just act like you didn't and continue. At least make some attempt to clean that bit up instead of leaving it hanging there. Any semblance of effort at all. Just at least pretend like you care. It's pathetic. His parents get to the YouTube app, which is totally unneeded, so probably just more minor product placement. Great. Stupid banter.
Oh, you know, you're taking up too much of my brain space. Let's keep the chit-chat to a minimum.
Ooh, someone likes you.
Yeah, no. High five, then vomits candy corn and eats it again. They all get into the Just Dance app. So, instead of promoting that, be sure to check out my totally vacant Patreon account that I've been posting to nobody on for over a year explicitly for this gag. If you pay enough money, I'll be able to afford better equipment that I'll never fucking use. If I reach my next goal of $1 per month, I'll literally quit my day job and do this full time. So, High Five is in the trash. He got put there when the movie was busy promoting a product, so you really shouldn't care. Oh, also this happened. But it happened while the movie was busy promoting a product, so you really shouldn't care.
That's my friend down there. I'm not just gonna leave him to get deleted.
Yeah, you guys are such friends, aren't you? After all, you've shared the first half of an animated movie together. Back to the boardroom.
The illegal upgrade.
There is an illegal upgrade for antivirus software. Yeah, they just do not know phones. High Five is in the trash. Gene and Jailbreak then go riding on Spotify streams and that's another brand name, and you know what that means. Everyone go check out Crunchyroll.com, a place where people who are financially stable, unlike me, can pay for all some of all of the anime you'll ever watch. Then pay for other sites too, because of exclusive streaming rights. Watch shows like Disney's Sky High Academia. Be sure to enter the code, product placement is the death of artistic merit. There's a pointless real-life interlude. Gene says something dumb, Jailbreak blows up at him and then apologizes in the same breath.
Is it true that when a princess whistles, birds fly down from the skies and...
Hello, stereotype. That is a complete and total myth. I'm sorry.
This dialogue is super garbage. Speaking of, they rescue High Five. More of them as being boring.
We'll always have Paris, Mary.
Yeah, like anyone going to watch this has seen Casablanca. Stupid myth again.
Is it true when a princess whistles, birds fly down from
That's what I said!
Then illegal upgrade bot. They finally make it to Dropbox, which is another company, and you know what that means. Hey everyone, ImmaDreygon here promoting, I don't know, I guess just straight up drugs this time, because fuck it. Be sure to print out a screenshot of this video and bring it to your local cocaine dealer for a discount on your first purchase. Never before has it been this easy or affordable to break the law, develop an addiction that's costly in many different ways, and forever have that nagging feeling in the back of your mind like you're not living up to your full potential. Because you had the fastest mile run time back in 7th grade, and a 33 on your ACTs. And look at you now, still defining yourself by your 7th grade mile run time and your ACT scores. You're pathetic!
Welcome to the firewall. How may I help you?
There's a montage of trying different passwords on the firewall set to Pitbull's Fireball.
Fireball.
Krav Maga!
Krav Maga!
Major Laser!
Major Laser!
We then get 30 seconds of high five saying the wrong girl's name,
Tina, Karen, Marge, Lindsay.
followed by high school freshman level plagiarism.
You and I, we're like diamonds in the sky. You're a shooting star, I see. A vision of ecstasy.
Rihanna deserves so much better than this. Whatever, they get through. There's some dumb hacking. Gene then tells Jailbreak that he likes her,
Jailbreak, you're the coolest, most interesting emoji I've ever met.
but she doesn't want to get with him because that's what princesses do.
I'm not just some princess, Jean. Waiting for my prince. What you said was beautiful, but...
And I'm sorry, there is a lot of dumb, stupid shit in this film, but this has got to be the number one. That's not something that princesses do, that's something fucking humans do. Not just that, several more species and stuff, and just like, if you're that determined to not be a princess, why don't you also rip out all of your hair? Because princesses tend to have that. How about you stop talking, because princesses tend to do that. Trust me, the world will thank you for it. Anyways, Gene is a meh now, and is taken by that illegal upgrade that apparently got through the firewall because, okay, sure it did.
Tell anyone you saw this and I'll crack more than those knuckles.
Jailbreak whistles, and that myth... God damn it, no comment. Twitter, fuck, I wanna die. Smiler wants to delete Gene.
If you delete Gene, you'll have to delete me too.
And his dad. Twitter shows up and they shut down the bot. Alex is at the phone store though, looking to get his phone reset. Really, the one thing they couldn't promote was an actual phone, so I actually need to say the phone store. I mean, the company has a name in the movie, but it's Wireless Wireless.
Wireless, how may I help you?
Are you kidding me? Just some semblance of effort. Please. The emojis then decide to send one last text to see if that will convince the kid to keep his phone. When they're ready to scan Gene, we get a flashback over all those good times promoting things. And then Alex decides to send it, despite the fact that he's having his phone reset.
A lot of feelings in one. I get it. I like that you're one of those guys who can actually express his feelings.
Yup, that's this kid. Tries to tell a girl how he feels using meh. Nothing says sensitive like this face right here. So he's gonna hold on to his phone. Happy ending stuff, and apparently everyone is included in that VIP area now.
From now on, everyone is welcome.
Yay! Except for a mid-credits scene where that's explicitly not the case because the movie needed to fuck up absolutely everything it possibly could, no exceptions. So, this movie is absolutely cerebral. You know, like a concussion. Many people have referred to it as somewhat of a dime store Frankenstein's monster of a film. They claim it adopts elements from other films, mostly citing these three, and generally has little new to say or to show. I understand where these people are coming from, but I see little wrong with borrowing story beats or aesthetic choices from other works. Some of my favorite films ever have been pretty standard story beats. There's nothing terribly wrong with it as long as you've got your own take on it. Which this doesn't, by the way, but whatever, there are much bigger problems than the adapted parts of the other films in this movie. Like, for example, everything else. The world building is atrocious. For example, emoticons, the elderly that were shown earlier. That was cute, that was an idea. But then Smiler is apparently one of them as the first emoji. Except clearly not, because they are strictly text and she's a face. Not to mention, if she's the first emoji, how are there parent emojis that apparently look to be older than her, but also they probably don't age because we've got an old woman here that would have to be older if they did age. But then why are there kids if they don't age? And this line explicitly about aging.
Everybody my age is working on the phone except for me.
Like, this little shit has a dad, and is apparently ready to work too.
I'm gonna work on the phone and I'm only 10.
But also, this is the last time we see him. And by the way, he's 10 what old?
I'm only 10.
It sure as hell isn't years. There's no chance this phone has been around that long. And, to make things weird, no 10-year-old needs their dad in the stall when using the bathroom. We have a nuclear family, then a hell of a lot of individuals. And the meth family is boring beyond the standard of the film to a point where you should just cut them out and not have to deal with this question whatsoever. Or what about the pirate app, where there's apparently internet trolls? I mean, those are a thing, but you don't download internet trolls. You physically can't, because they're just a set of people who are known for being active on the internet. Like, wouldn't it be weird if there were Twitch streamers present on the phone? Or grammar Nazis? Yes, it would, because you can't download a fucking personality of a commenter to your phone! It seems like every single idea they have either makes no sense when they try to relate it to the real world, or is disregarded moments later. Then there's the part that pisses me off the most. The product placement. The large sections which are dedicated entirely to a product. There's a segment where we just watch them play Candy Crush. Most people get bored playing Candy Crush. Now, product placement on its own isn't a sin. Hell, the Lego Movie has the product in the title, and it didn't feel like a cash grab. This, though, this is a cash grab. And not just the WeChat, Candy Crush, Just Dance, Dropbox, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook parts. No, the whole goddamn movie.
This holds the record. I'd like a round of applause for this holding the record for the fastest produced animated film in the history.
Fastest produced animated feature. Yeah, you fucking clap. Jesus Christ. And one last thing before we move on from what's bad. The fucking monologue at the start.
The world we live in. It's so wondrous.
Just no. No to all of this. Sure, propose that your glorified Wingdings font is the most important invention in the history of communication.
The most important invention in the history of communication.
Fine, fucking whatever. You've got a movie to hype up. I get it. But to insult the concept of words? The actual most important invention in the history of communication?
Who has the time to type out actual words?
What should I write? Nothing. Nothing? Words aren't cool.
Using a speech to insult the power of words is like shit-talking God in heaven. And speaking of words, they use them terribly. From hashtags to not understanding how normal conversation works, there is seldom a moment when your brain is not being nagged by something that just does not sit right in the dialogue. Well, with what's absolutely disgraceful out of the way, let's get to the rest of it. That being the parts that were boring. The animation is adequate, but totally indistinct. The plot is the 900th, it's okay to be yourself, which is fine, but it offers literally nothing but that. The performances aren't distracting. The characters are paper thin, with the exception of Jailbreak, who's a contradictory and confusing mess, and the Mad Parents that were just a bad choice to have at all because of how unemotive they are forced to be. The music is suitable to the movie, and by that I mean it's got Watch Me, Whip Nene, Bubble Butt, and 2 Pitbull songs, and decides to omit but directly reference Rihanna. It shoehorns in a number of references that are there just to be references and nothing else, and a few of them aren't even close to having the same demographic target. And I'm back to what's bad, aren't I? Not surprising, it's hard to talk about this movie without talking about its problems. In short, this movie is the worst because it is insulting. It can't build a setting for shit, it's a blatant cash grab, and worst of all, there's enough of it that's just boring instead of being straight up bad that you can't even hate watch it for any kind of ironic enjoyment if you're into that kind of thing. Also, it doesn't include the best emoji there is, which is, of course, the Great Wave off Kanagawa emoji. There, that's some actual emoji art for you. Next time, one of the 11 things I watched for the sake of mental health while enduring this trash.